Howdy, I'm Jace. I have sex addiction and I work with a bunch of other people who do too. Why can't I stay sober? I've been working my recovery program and I just cannot stay sober. It is one of the number one frustrations that I receive from folks, and it's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe so you keep getting these videos. Of course, you can always like and share the content as well. All of those things help support the channel and let me know to continue putting this stuff out here and putting my time into doing this. Make sure to do that and stick around. At the end of the video, we've got your free resource coming right up for you. Let's dive right into this really awesome and really important question. I hear it all the time, and I saw it all the time when I was engaged in traditional recovery. People would do the things that are said, that they need to be doing, and yet they still would not get sober or stay there for long. They might get a couple days or a few weeks together, and yet it wouldn't stick. And that is frustrating when you are doing the things that are said to work, but they're not working for you. Usually what comes next from people is, I've got to go to more meetings. I'm going to do more of this. I'm going to double down. I'm going to recommit. I hear this all the time. I'm going to recommit to the program. I've got to work harder, right? We have this assumption, and it makes sense that we do. We have this assumption that we are the problem, not the program itself, because it does work for some people. And there is a space in the recovery sphere for traditional recovery programs. However, they aren't actually that successful with long-term holistic sobriety. They're not set up for holistic sobriety, for one, and they're certainly not set up to move beyond that to go to thriving. And they're not trauma-informed, and they're not trauma-based either, right? So though they do go a little bit beyond symptoms, some do, most don't, and that is the problem, not you. If you've been really committed to your program and you've been working it and you've been doing the things and you're still struggling to stay sober, it's probably not your fault. Keep in mind, these traditional recovery programs were created initially in the 30s. We have grown and learned a lot since then about addiction, about healing, and about trauma, and they've not been updated, because why would they be, right? They hold a very specific purpose, and they're not intended to deal with outside issues, science being one of them, right? And though some of the other programs that were based off of that are newer, they're still outdated and are not based on a holistic approach. That's probably why you've been working your recovery program and it's not working. It's probably not you. It could just be time to try something different, something a little more modern, and something that is holistic in its approach. And by holistic, I mean it deals with all parts of the human condition: brain, body, spirit, heart, lifestyle, relationships, past, present, future, holistic, right? Whole person recovery. I did find help initially in a traditional program, but it soon became kind of harmful in a way. I think there are a lot of actually harmful things about traditional recovery programs that we're not talking a lot about. And I always used supplemental resources to that as well. I've done a lot of healing modalities. Just relying on one thing on the traditional recovery system is not a good bet. And we see it fail all the time. And in actuality, it doesn't have good success rates, especially over the long term. And we see people relapsing all the time. If you're in a traditional recovery program, look around and listen at your next meeting. Are they thriving? Are they holistically healthy? How many in there have long-term sobriety? How many have gained freedom from addiction completely, right? If it's anything like mine, and I went to thousands of meetings, it's not great. And I've heard the same for people all over the country and all over the world. I've worked with people everywhere from New York to LA to Moscow, and it's the same across the board. And I think it's for all of these same reasons. So if you're working your recovery program and it ain't working for you, it may be time to try something new. I've spent the last several years developing an alternative holistic recovery approach that does not believe you are powerless, that does not believe you're defective, and actually is powered by you. It's an amazing program we've been developing, and it is now available and ready to check out. That being said, there are lots of solutions these days. I might not be your jam, and this might not be your path, but there are alternatives to the traditional recovery models, and more are coming out all the time. So I just ask, don't blame yourself. If you've really been working it and you're struggling to stay sober, just try something else and see if it works. And if it doesn't, then try something else. But the problem probably isn't you. If you want to get more info on You Got This Recovery, which is the program that I lead, you can get info on that below. And we've got a great free resource for you that's all about going from powerless to empowered, which is our natural state. Until I see you next time, stay curious. Hello again. I am super psyched to get this resource to you for free. I have taken one of my all-time favorite workshops to give in person and condensed it down to a short online little mini course that you can take at your own convenience right now to learn how to go from powerless to empowered, not just with regard to addiction, but your whole life. It is free. It is available now on my website. Just click the link below to get instant access to that at no cost to you. I'll see you over there.